Good morning everyone, we are the group 3 and we are assigned to present the life of Anne Frank. I can shake off everything. As I write, my sorrow disappear, my courage is reborn is one of her famous lines from her diary. So as you can see in the screen, she is Anne Frank. Her full name is Anneliese Marie Frank, also known as Anne Frank. Her parents are Otto and Edith Frank, and she also had an older sister, Margot Frank. Pinanganak siya noong June 12, 1929 sa kanyang hometown, Frankfurt, Germany. So, isa din po siyang Jewish writer. So, she died between March 1 and 31, 1945. Though her writing survived, Anne died of typhus fever, a kind of disease at the age of 15 years old. Best known for her diary entries during World War II. The diary of a young girl na naging sikat sa iba't ibang bansa, and she is just a 13 years old nung sinulat niya iyon. Her famous diary offered a glimpse into the life in hiding from Nazi persecution. So that's all for Anne Frank. Let's proceed to the next presenter.
Next is characteristics. So what are the characteristics of Anne Frank? So Anne Frank is a talented, friendly, kind, and ambitious person. So what do I mean by ambitious person? Si Anne po, kahit marami silang pinagdaanan ng family niya, she still have a dream for herself and for her family. So as you can see here, Anne wanted to become a famous writer. Kahit pa nakatago sila that time, gusto niya pa rin na makabalik sa school, and she dreamed of spending a year in Paris and another in London. So gusto niya rin na makapag-aral ng history of art at maging fluent in a different languages. And bata pa lang si Anne, so typically gusto niya mag-explore and curious siya sa mga bagay-bagay. So Anne want doing all kind of exciting things. At ang pinakapangarap niya ay maging journalist at maging famous writer. So next, what does writing mean to Anne? So writing means to Anne is her way to express her feelings and thoughts. So sa pagsusulat, nalalabas ni Anne kung ano yung nararamdaman niya that moment. So, naging libangan niya yung pagsusulat, lalo na sa kanyang diary, habang sila'y nagtatago sa annex. So, dito sinusulat ni Anne Frank yung mga thoughts niya, yung feelings niya, yung emotions niya, kasama na yung mga personal na karanasan niya sa pagbabago sa kanyang katawan, emotions, sa relationship with her family, at sa pag-ibig, at saka marami pang iba. So, as what I have said earlier, si Anne ay isang talented na tao, kaya naman kahit nakatago sila that time, nakakagawa pa rin siya ng mga short story at mga novel.
Good day everyone, I'm Alihan Picros, and for today I will add some details and characteristics of Anne. So, in this topic, in this slide, it indicates that Anne changed in many ways over the 2 years she was writing her diary, diba? So, diba, parang di mo akalain na yung teenager na 13 years old na makakasulat ng isang diary na magbubukas sa kaisa pa ng mga tao sa mga nararanasan nila sa kamay ng mga Nazi, di ba? So, in addition, some of these changes can be described as growth. She became an astute observer of politics and of human nature, and she became a very practiced and well-educated writer. So, what does it mean? So, sobrang aware siya sa mga nakikita niya na in terms ng kahit sa edad niya, kung ano man yung edad niya, hindi yun naging hadlang para maging bukas yung mata niya sa mga nakikita niya. Sa loob ng 2 years na pagsusulat niya, habang nagtatago sila ng pamilya niya, doon niya na sinulat lahat ng mga nararamdaman niya at yung mga iniisip niya. So, na naglabas siya ng hinaing about sa politics at sa unfair na pagtrato sa na kanina bilang isang Hudyo at alam niya yung nangyayari sa politics. Yun nga sinabi ko, aware siya. So, at sa mga human nature, kaya hindi siya tumigil magsulat ng diary niya. So, in addition to that, many in her diary entries suggest a mind mature past her years and we forget we are reading the work of a teenager. So, sa kanyang pagsulat, nakita niya yung pagbabago niya bilang isang bata na makikita mo yung, in terms ng bata pa siya, makikita mo na yung mindset niya, yung maturity, nakikita mo na doon. So, ayan lamang po. And next po, may pakikinggan po natin in additional information about Anne.
Alright, hi everyone, this is Yula and I'll share to you the summary of Anne Frank's life. So, let's begin in 1929. Our Anne Frank was born in Frankfurt, Germany, and in 1933, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi gained power. So, the family decided to move to Amsterdam, Holland, and eventually Germany invaded Holland in 1940. Now, by that time, the Jews were widely persecuted. And in 1942, the month of July, just almost a month after Anne had her birthday, they went on hiding, in which Anne called in her diary the secret annex. There, Anne's family with the other 4 Jews hid there for 2 years until August 1944 when they got caught. The family got separated from different concentration camps, and in that same year, their mother died because of starvation, and in 1945, Anne also died following her sister's death, leaving their father Otto, who was the only survivor in their family. But before we ended that story, bago pa nung mga oras na hinuhuli yung mga nakatago sa secret annex, merong nakapagtago ng diary ni Anne. She kept the diary and she hoped that one day na maiaabot niya kay Anne yung diary, but nung nabalitaan niya nga na wala na si Anne, iniabot niya na lang ito sa tatay ni Anne. So, nung malaman ni Otto na Anne intended that diary to be published, ginawa niya yung lahat para ma-publish yung ginawa ni Anne. So, naging successful naman na i-publish yung libro sa marami ng lugar at na-translate rin ito sa maraming lingwahe. And on top of that, natupad din niya yung pangarap ni Anne na maging famous writer. Next slide. Ito sa slide na to, makikita natin kung gaano kahalaga o ano yung naging role ng diary sa buhay ni Anne, lalo na during the hiding period. So, dito naipapakita dito yung kahalagahan ng diary kasi dito niya inilalabas yung feelings and thoughts. Tapos, nakapagsulat din siya ng mga short stories and started a novel, and makikita rin din yung mga copied passages from the book she read in her book of beautiful sentences. Writing helped her pass the time. So, ayun. Makikita talaga dito na si Anne was really into writing and reading. Next slide natin. Dito naman makikita mo kung ano yung paano niya o kung ano yung turing niya dun sa kanyang diary. Sabi niya dito, she felt she'd never had a true friend. A best friend she could tell her secrets to. So, she named her diary Kitty para nga merong kunwari siyang kausap, and it gave her someone to talk to. Ayun nga. Para nga kunwari meron siyang mapaglalabasan ng mga thoughts niya. So, that was the summary of our young writer, Anne Frank. Thank you very much.
Yan. So, after ng summary, mag-proceed naman tayo sa intelligence. So, as you can see here, Anne focused on studying and reading books on European history and literature. So, bukod sa pagsusulat niya ng kanyang diary, nag-focus din si Anne Frank sa pag-aaral at pagbabasa ng mga libro about sa European history and literature habang ito ay nasa secret annex. And naglalaan din siya ng oras para sa kanyang appearance, which is ito yung mga bagay na gusto niyang gawin nung time na nasa secret annex sila. So, naglalaan siya ng oras para sa pagtikir ng buhok niya and pagmamanicure ng nails niya. And then gumawa din si Anne Frank ng list
ng mga toiletries na pinapangarap niyang mabili, including dito is yung lipstick, eyebrow pencil, bath salts, bath powder, eau de cologne, soap, and powder puff. So, nung time na yan, umaasa siya na makakabalik ulit sila sa kanilang maayos na buhay at magagawa ang mga bagay na gusto niyang gawin para sa kanyang sarili. So, based nga dun sa napag-aralan natin na nakaraang araw, yung diniscuss ni ma'am about sa theory of intelligence. So, yung intelligence ni Anne Frank is verbal linguistic, which is yung reading comprehension and writing. So, di ba nga, mahilig si Anne Frank na magbasa at magsulat, which is, ayun yung pangarap niya na maging isang journalist or sikat na writers. And natupad naman yun sa pamamagitan ng kanyang ama. So, pinablish ng tatay ni Anne Frank yung diary niya, which is ayun yung naging dahilan para maging sikat siya na writers. And next naman, and mag-proceed na tayo sa next slide. And so, nire-write and inedit ni Anne Frank yung diary niya para sa future publication and tinawag niya yung The Secret Annex. So, ginawa niya yon para maitago niya yung original copy ng diary niya. So, as a matter of fact, nung ipinablish yung diary niya, hindi lang yung copy ng diary niya yung ipinablish ng father niya, which is yung original copy din ng diary niya. And naisali na sa 70 languages and nakapag-print na din sila ng 30 million. So, akalain mo yung 30 million. Talagang sikat siya sa buong mundo dahil sa diary niya na ginawa niya, which is entitled The Diary of a Young Girl. And so, sunod naman is si Anne Frank was an INFP personality type. So, pag sinabi nating INFP personality type are imaginative idealists guided by their own core values and beliefs. So, nakikita din nila yung potential for a better future and pursue truth and meaning with their own individual flair. And INFPs are sensitive, caring, and compassionate and are deeply concerned with the personal growth of themselves and others. And naniniwala din sila na each person must find their own path. They enjoy spending time exploring their own ideas and values and are gently encouraging to others to do the same. So, they are also creative and often are artistic. They enjoy finding new outlets for self-expression. Yan, so, si Anne Frank is, she explores situation using her imagination. So, si Anne Frank is mahilig siya mag-imagine ng mga bagay-bagay na gusto niyang gawin. And, bago niya gawin yung isang bagay na yon is iniisip muna nila ng mga INFP person yung mga bagay, yung mga possibilities na mangyayari bago nila gawin yung isang action. Yan. So, si Anne then had a rich inner world and INFP are known for living in their heads. So, Anne seems like a daydreamer and she preferred to focus. So, si Anne Frank is mas preferred niya na mag-focus sa big picture rather than sa details. So, and also, Anne Frank had a strong interest in making the world a better place. In addition to wanting to gain a deeper understanding of herself, she was also interested in how she could help others. It is also typical for INFPs to take time to explore their purpose in life and to work out how they could use their skills and talents to better the world around them. Yeah, so that's the end of my part of our report. So may I call the next presenter?
So let's proceed on Anne Frank's anagram. Anne Frank with an anagram 7 personality type with a 6 wing. Anagram 7s belongs to the head center along with 5 and 6s and they naturally make decisions based on their analysis. So what is an anagram? The anagram is a system of personality typing that describe patterns in how people interpret the world and manage their emotions. The anagram describes 9 personality types and maps each of these types on a 9-pointed diagram, which helps to illustrate how the types relate to one another. So let's go back on Anne Frank Enneagram. Anne sought to understand before she processed. Enneagram 7 value connecting with others on an intellectual level, and they like to feel in control. As an Enneagram 7, Anne was spontaneous, curious, and enthusiastic. She had an optimistic and forward-looking nature. Enneagram 7 value novelty, and they want to experience everything that life has to offer. As I was said, Anne Frank was an Enneagram 7 personality type with a 6 wing. Anne Frank was impulsive, inquisitive, and energetic as an Enneagram 7. She has a positive future-focused person. 7s in an Enneagram value novelty and seek out all the life has to offer. Anne Frank is known as an intelligent girl. She has a very deep sense of right and wrong and strict inner moral code. One fights a battle within where her mind tends to recognize and criticize every fault. She is very driven, meticulous, and detail-oriented. Anne Frank also is a woman who can inspire us and help us realize that there is nothing stopping us from our succeed. And last, Anne Frank was a natural adventurer who enjoyed learning about a variety of subjects and seeking out novel experiences.